Welcome to our daily hovers. I'm Meeka Nomicon, and today we're going to play with the game, A Star in Her Eyes, when we're just here to help our good friend here ask out his best friend. And don't worry, what could possibly go wrong? Just maybe don't make her mad. Alright, today's the day. After an eternity of rehearsing, mental preparation, and accepting the possibility of being shot down, I'll tell her. Here, in the quiet food court, late in the evening in the St. May Pillock Hill Mall. The mood and setting was absolutely like I had envisioned. I've known Lyra for a few years now. While we go to the same college, we're in for different programs. The specifics of her field were on a need-to-know basis, but the gist of it was that she'd be working with the government. She still talked about her casework. As long as I kept my mouth shut, I'd be okay. If you tell anyone this stuff, they'd sick a spook squad on your ass so fast and turn your ass into gravel and foundation. I should be a bit more cautious in my life, but I think our friendship is genuine. After all, she likes me enough to tell me to begin with. Plus, I was looking to work with the government too, but in a more general research lab, especially with the major in theoretical physics I was pursuing. I met Lyra in the school library, looking through old historical reports, and really hit it off. I'd always been partial to conspiracy theories since I was in elementary school, from things like alien life being covered up to mass mind control experiments. It's great to hear about these sorts of things from the other side of the glass, so to speak. And in truth, it's pretty calming to have some peace of mind about these things. Everyone thinks we're an item by now, since we hang out so much. I've been meaning to actually ask her out, but even though we know each other so well, damned nerves keep me babbling like an idiot every time I try. But tonight, that's going to change. School had ended hours ago, and with the weekend ahead, I thought this would be the best way to kick it off. And sitting right next to the star-covered girl, it really was. Hey, quick screen peeking! Don't need to cheat to beat you. For the first time, I was winning. High-end sound effects coming from my favorite new handheld. Her antennae twitch competitively, and the door screens flash as tiny 3D models raced on fancy carts through silly-looking tracks. Wait, Mario Kart? I don't think you can screen peek to win, can you? I mean, what would you benefit? You just make yourself fall off the track. Okay. We'd been competing since classes ended, even playing on the bus ride to the mall. And while Lyra consistently maintained the lead, the borderline unfair AI always caught up and beat both of us. But this time, I was ahead in first place thanks to random stage hazards. At least until the same hazards sent me hurtling off the course. The bigger they are, no doubt she's loving this. The harder they... Screw me! Never mind. From the minimap, I'm guessing she took an orbital terrapin drop and got knocked into last place next to me. Damn, lousy AI. The robots raced across the finish line, and we both receive a DNF for the course. That was... okay. She's trying to act nonchalant, but I can tell she had fun despite yet another loss. So, we're both losers then. I still beat you, you know. I mean, did you though? You mean you got a DNF just as much as I did? But you didn't win. Her expression flattens, and I can see her twitch ever so slightly. I take it she doesn't get teased very often, though that doesn't exactly bode well for my plans this evening. I still have to think of how to word this, so she'll actually be receptive. Is her love life as casual as a game of condiment cart? Or Or should I be more official? We might as well be dating, but I'd rather not ruin what we have by messing this up. I suppose now is as good a time. It's why I invited her here, after all. What are you looking at? I only now noticed that I've spaced out, staring blankly towards a woman's lingerie boutique on the other end of the mall. Lyra's eyes followed mine, and she seems to be conflicted. No doubt she's drawing assumptions about me right now. Maybe this was a mistake. Don't get the wrong idea. I was just lost in thought, you know? Like how you're so deep in thought that your sight glosses over. Her snort cuts me off, and I finally realize what I was saying. Breathe, dude. Breathe. She's still giggling to herself while I try to unwind my twisted up nerves. Okay, so you've got something on your mind then, clodhead. Come on, you stupid stone-headed idiot. Focus. You practice this. Just tell her. Okay. Speak from the heart or think it through with extra care. Well, I mean, this speaking from the heart's gonna end badly, right? So we're gonna do this one. Actually, Lyra, I've been wanting to ask you something. She pauses at the change in my tone and closes her game. Sure. So, we've known each other for ages, been through a lot of heavy stuff, like that time with your on-the-field poison extraction lab, with the scorpion and... And I'd been thinking about how we'd been through a whole lot so far. I was thinking that it might be pertinent to hang out a bit more. Like at the mall here, they have some airsoft attractions that'd be good practical use and good practice if either of us were to take up hunting. Hunting is also a decent way for certain friend groups to bond, and that might also be something to consider. You're losing me a bit. Just say it. What I'm trying to say, Lyra, is that I'd like it if we were more than just friends. Tact is a tool for the weak. Even with my sudden disregard for subtlety, it takes a second for Lyra to process the information. I catch a hint of a blush, an antenna twitches. A good sign? That's real sweet of you, Claudius. So, should we get something to eat before it gets any later? I think we might be a bit past that point. All the stores around us are already closed. Ah, crap. Sorry I kept us up so long playing the game. Don't worry about it. It was a really fun game. So then, what now? Let's head up my place and order some pizza. That sounds like a plan. Not like we have any other option, honestly. Yeah, I'm down. Let's get going then. We'll order the pizza on the way. I'm actually doing it. Wait, she didn't actually respond to us, did we? Are we successfully dating now? I'm going to Lyra's place for a dinner date of sorts. I think we need to establish whether or not it is a dinner date before we name it such. Oh God, I hope I don't lose my marbles and make a fool of myself. The trip to Lyra's place didn't take that long, maybe 30 minutes at most. Lyra ordered us a fairly large stuffed crust pizza, half pepperoni, half ham and pineapple. The pineapple half was for Lyra, of course, though I wouldn't mind giving it a try. Heathen. Still not exactly a fan of having fruit with my pizza. By the time we arrive at Lyra's door, there should only be 10 minutes left before the pizza's delivered, which is good because I'm honestly starving, and all that walking really made me all the hungrier. We could have gotten in faster, but Lyra insisted I cover my face and torso with my jacket while she guided me around by both my wrists. Something to do about the no boys policy. Well, here we are. Home, sweet home. Hey, Lyra, you sure it's okay for me to be here? I mean, these are the girls' dorms. Oh, it's fine. The others sneak boyfriends in all the time. As long as we don't go around making concert-level noises, the on-site guard shouldn't notice. Besides, not like we are going to be doing anything that rowdy. Yeah. I can't help but wonder if I now count as one of the snuck-in boyfriends. And how many of those guys have gotten kicked out, or worse, because of the shockingly tight security. I feel her let go of my wrists, followed by the sound of multiple metallic locks clicking nearby. I take it as my cue that I can finally ditch the jacket, peeling the concealing garment off. Just a moment, Clodhead. You stay right here. What? I don't think I should be standing here alone. I look around the barren hallway, a part of me worried I'll be caught and tossed out immediately. It'll be fine. I got a plan. Lyra's quick to sprint into her room and back out again with something in her hands. She's holding a small whiteboard and some string, and she finishes writing on it with a chair. And perfect. The makeshift sign is hung around my neck, and I look down to read it. Art, protect, do not touch. Oh, art project, do not touch, okay. This is monumentally demeaning. Shh! I just want to change first, okay? Fine. I'll be just a moment, Kay. Stand perfectly still and pray some overweight hall monitor on steroids doesn't throw me out the nearest window for being in the girls' dorm. Yeah, sure. Lyra grins as I lock myself in place. I mean, couldn't I just go hide in your bathroom? She re-enters her room and leaving me alone in the hallway, in my headspace. Then again, I suppose if it's communal bathrooms, that would make sense. Nothing better to do now than just think. I say, don't you know? You say you don't know, I say. Okay, you can come in now. Finally. Felt like I was standing here for an eternity. Right. I nudge the door open and nearly fumble onto the white shag rug from what I see. Like what you see, statue boy? Okay, yep, this is definitely a date. Wow. I'm starstruck as I take in Lyra in her pristine white dress. Come on already. Say something. Sorry. Just trying to find the right words right now. And not say the wrong ones that'd make her think I'm a creep. What? Cat got your tongue or something? Or something. Just, wow, Lyra. You look beautiful. But why change this late? Aw, thanks. You're always wearing your Sunday best. It should make me feel out of place in my own place. Now, get your granite ass in here already. I kick shut the door behind me, not letting her figure leave my sight. All right, come in. Have a seat on the couch. Her dorm is a bit more upscale than the one I can afford, but it's still a pretty small place. I take a seat as instructed and scan the posters on her wall. Wow, I didn't know you were into all these boy bands. I'm not. School thing. Thought you were studying to apply for a government job. I am. What do boy bands have to do with that?
What don't they?
Is anything real anymore?
Hey, if the music's good, what's the difference to you?
Fair point. Lyra opens her mini fridge and retrieves a wine bottle.
Want any?
You're allowed to have that? She cocks a sly eyebrow at me. No thanks.
Soda then?
Sure.
Want a sparkling cola coming up?
She tosses me a chilled can of store brand soda, then slumps on the couch next to me with her glass.
Man, though I got a lot of cool projects in the works.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can't talk about them yet though. Even to you. Which is, yeah, it sucks. 'Cause it's so great, it's not even funny.
Lot of craftsmanship going into it.
Oh, you know it. This is my best work yet. My mentor even said I would be one to document it all once we're done. Oh, I can't wait to give it a really cool title.
Sounds like you're gainfully employed already.
It's a weird system they got in place here. I'm basically graduated and employed already, if it goes well.
I feel something under my leg. Hang on, I think I sat on something. I get up for a second. Oh, it's one of those dancing robot dogs. Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to sit on your stuff. Hang on, I'll...
Relax, Claudius. These things are real tough.
I fiddle with the device a bit with my free hand. Oh, it's remarkably adorable.
Yeah, love this little cute guy.
I remember these. I thought about getting one myself some time ago.
Yeah? That was from an op some time ago to distract kids from the dog shortage.
Dog shortage?
Think it was also the first time I got to use a codename too. Sombrero Galaxy. Yeah, crazy codename, I know.
I'm sorry. What was that about a dog shortage again?
Actually, got it.
Lyra shifts towards me.
I want to try something. Remember what I once told you? How I can't talk about the finer details of my work without putting you in danger of getting black-bagged?
Yeah, pretty clearly, as a matter of fact.
Well, I think I have an idea on how to avoid that.
Lyra smiles pretty mischievously as she takes a swig of her wine.
How about I use our tactile codes?
Come again?
Don't worry. This way, no one will pick this up if they're listening.
Wait. Give me just a second here. I went over Lyra's words carefully. It wasn't entirely clear what she wanted to tell me, but that was probably for the better. Yet at the same time, there was a message there. I just had to decipher it. Before I could, however, Lyra said something else that caught me off guard. Her finger jabs at one of the posters.
So, Deimos there. A massive meteor shower happened after a new crater formed.
Lyra was now smiling even wider than before. It was obvious she was having a great time teasing me with her cryptic words. But I'm not going to just give up and not try and understand what she's saying. Mom didn't raise a quitter.
And at the same time, with Phobos, several comets passed over it, visible from both hemispheres.
Okay, wait. Phobos and Deimos are the moons of Mars, I think. So these moons,
These celestial bodies have managed to have an exponential growth in their gravitational pull. And our astronomers think it's related to another space program trying to collect more meteorites.
Lyra looks at me, her eyes glittering with glee. And I think I have enough context clues to puzzle this out. Okay, piece by piece then. The moons are the boy bands, that's obvious. Gravitational forces increasing isn't an actual possibility, so that's metaphorical for material growth of some kind. That just leaves the use of comets and meteors. I think it's something like... Okay, wait. So I can either choose the correct answer or just nod along. Okay, wait. Lyra's new agenda is kidnapping civilians and replacing them with replicas to sow dissent among the population to distract from financial abnormalities. Wait, that's what she meant? It's gotta be that one. What? So that's why KFJ was taken out. All the faked videos and then the bureaucratic cover-up for several decades makes sense now. And then the subsequent airplanings and the strings of weird discrepancies.
I never said anything like that.
And when their physiognomic profiles didn't match, it was all the body doubles acting in their stead. That would explain all of the backpedaling on the policies and also account for the patterns for the clusters of missing people, concentrating on nondescript regions.
Alright, at this point, you're just getting carried away.
And then the ethical weapons research leads that just happen to be on the same road at the same time as the...
You done?
I hold in place. The anxious feeling I might have jumped the gun there seeps in.
Good. Oh my god, Claudius. I knew you were dense, but come on. Do you really think after all we've been through, I'd just start doing whatever it was you were just saying? Why did I bother trying to even tell you if you're just going to accuse me of something?
Oops. A pair of soft hands grab hold of my blinded face, and soft fabric brushes over my seared eyes carefully.
How the heck did you get that from what I said? Sheesh, that wasn't a difficult cipher to solve, and you still mucked that up.
Once I can see again, I get a face full of Lyra's cute but hurtful pouty face. Sorry. Her pout only intensifies. Look, I know you aren't the type to do something like that. Sorry, there's a reason I'm going for physics and not astronomy. Her lips quiver, and Lyra has to cover her mouth as her laughter starts to spill over her wine-covered lips.
God, Claudius, next time I'll use a simpler code, okay?
Before I can really finish forming my thoughts, there is a knock on the door.
Oh, finally!
Lyra gets up and motions for me to stay put before opening the door enough for her to slip through and close it behind her without her visiting seeing me. A moment later, she re-enters with the large pizza we'd ordered before. Oh, I'd forgotten about our order. Lyra sets the box open on her chair in front of us. I'm normally not one for greasy food, but pizza's always been a soft spot for mine.
Alright, now it's a real dinner date. Been wanting to try this stuffed crust junk for a while.
Lyra hands me a paper plate and goes for a slice from the box. I'd seen a few commercials about it before, yeah. Something about eating the slices backwards? I think it sounds a bit messy. I pick up a few slices myself.
Oh, grow up. Life's all about trying these new things.
Wait, was that actually a thing? Is that how stuffed crust was recommended? So?
Yeah, it's good. You should try this.
A drop of sauce drips from the slice onto the couch just an inch away from her dress. Whoops! think I'll stick to eating it the normal way.
You're worried about getting red on red? Come on now.
You know me, always a stickler for routine. I take my first slice of my cheesy guilty pleasure and bite in. It's as good as ever. Dinner date's going good so far. Immediately, I bite my tongue, remembering the two of us. Is there an us? Or is there only a deaf-mute slab of stone unable to read between the lines? I flubbed my confession earlier tonight pretty hard.
So, enjoying your regularly ingested pizza?
The hint of smugness in her words pulls me back to the here and now. She coyly waves her antenna back and forth as though to taunt me.
Where you keep glancing at me, made me think you're about to go on some tangent, like you normally do about different kinds of pizza. Or maybe you just so happened to get lost in thought while looking my way.
I realize that my eyes have been darting in a general direction for some time, and before I can even help it, they avert down where the sign used to hang around my neck. About that sign? When I needed it every time? Not that I mind being your art project. A cute snicker brings my gaze back up to her.
If I were to take you up sculpting, you would make a fine project.
My heart skips a beat. Wait, was it? Her expression though. I think she's flirting. I think. Another heartbeat and I feel my insides shudder. I want to make sure. You never did give me an answer earlier.
What? I just said that.
I meant about what I said at the mall. The space-skinned girl sets aside her half-finished slice atop our cardboard tabletop. A blush slowly spreads across her cheeks as her grease-covered fingers fidget with each other. Out of habit, I hand her one of the brown napkins, which she accepts with gusto to wring and dry her fingers while deep in thought. Her thoughts are pretty visible, changing constantly like a meteor shower of emotions racing across her face. A part of me wants to change the subject simply so she doesn't look so distressed over this. Then again, when will I ever have a chance like this again?
Claudius,
Lyra,
Sorry, you go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah, I'd like to hear you out first.
Okay, Clodhead, this is your only retry. I wanted to make it more clear, since I've had more time to organize my thoughts. I've really been meaning to say. My thoughts are scrambling themselves again. 1,000 different ways to change the subject and go on another tangent, each as tempting as the last, like a defense mechanism to protect myself from saying something stupid. I can't just take the easy way out again. Lyra, after so much time we've spent together, I've been really wanting to say, I really like you, Lyra. I said it. I went ahead and said the first part. Lyra's expression flares up in a cascade of colour in response. I can do this. And I want to say, crap, why can't this be as simple as my work? Everything has rules in physics. Everything fits. Everything has a specific place and role. There's none of this uncertainty or anxiety. Get your mind away from this already. Damn it. The words are there, but no matter what I tried, they won't come out.
It's okay, Claudius. I said yes earlier, didn't I? I like you too. Don't worry about saying something a bit awkward.
I'm still struggling to find the words, but I take Liva's hands. Maybe this is enough to convey what I feel, though. I feel her fingers tighten over mine. Okay, we could keep trying, but I feel like that's not gonna help us. Just thank her. Damn my feeble nerves. Thank you, Liva. Her hands shift against mine before leaving it alone entirely. A quiet breath escapes her lips as I let go of her hands.
Guess that's that then.
There's a barest hint of bitterness in her voice. Wait, did I mess up? Oh no, I think I made a mistake. All I can do is nod. I mean, she did say yes already. I don't think it'd be worth it to push my luck anymore tonight. We resume our deliciously unhealthy dinner in peaceful silence. As I polish off another slice, I notice Liva's leg an inch closer than it was before. I mentally shrug, continuing to enjoy the meal. It's by the time our hands collide over the single last slice that I notice that one of us had been moving closer to the other. Or maybe it was both of us. Our hands hover over the final slice, and I find my gaze tracing up from her nightlight skin, of her wrist along her spout arm, and neck and lock in place on her starlit eyes. Our movements are stilted, minute, as I find myself drawn closer and closer to her face, and particularly her pursed lips. Seconds felt like millennia as those lips of hers drew me in. In that delay of time, there was a flicker of Liva's eyes. Sadly, time felt like it needed to make up for its unintended delay, as in a flash of motion and before our lips could meet, my face is swatted with a handful of lukewarm cheese, tomato paste, and dough.
Oh, damn, sorry. I didn't mean I was going for the slice and you were staring. And I thought you were going over that, like how we play games. And you always try to win and...
It was one of the rare times I've heard her ramble like that. In any other situation, I probably would have laughed at the sheer absurdity of it all, but I could only grumble. At the situation as a whole, at my own cowardice and stupidity. Liva didn't seem to take my response well, her clean hand settling on my shoulder. Maybe I shouldn't have even tried, Liva.
Don't say that.
Liva recomposes herself a bit and exhales slowly.
Hey, I'm going out for smoke. Come on.
She leads me by the hand outside to the small balcony outside the door room, grabbing a pack of Newports on the way out. By now, it's getting pretty cold. Liva leans over the rail and lights up a cigarette. She offers the box to me, and I wave it away politely.
Suit yourself.
I lean against the rail myself. Haven't noticed before, but this late at night, Liva starts to blend into the night sky in a truly magnificent way. Should I tell her that? Liva. The lights in the hall shut off without warning. Campus lights out.
Oh no! Is it that late already? Damn it, lost track of time.
Good job, Claudius. You've completely blown your opportunity.
Will you be able to get back fine?
Yeah, my own dorm isn't far. Lyra takes my hands again.
I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, I'll be alright. I give a reassuring smile and let go. We could stop by the campus cafe.
That sounds like fun.
I raise my arms to move in for a hug. Wait, she's not raising her own arms. Is this okay? My mind races through a million calculations before my arm gently pats Lyra's shoulder. Well, that was awkward. By the time my autopilot wears off, I'm already 2 flights of stairs down. How I managed to sneak past the guard, I don't know. Maybe he just looked at me and let me go. Feels more like I'm dragging my sorry self home instead of just walking. I had a plan, and I had prepared and rehearsed and readied myself, only to let myself down because I got nervous. As I stand in front of my own room's door, I take a moment to replay everything in my head. It's okay, Claudius. I said yes earlier, didn't I? I like you too. Maybe it wasn't a complete failure. And there's still tomorrow. I'll power through my nervousness tomorrow. And I mean it. Come on. One look in her eyes, and I can't help but clam up. Yeah, you can try again at the cafe tomorrow and really tell her your actual feelings. Hopefully. As I predicted, speaking from the heart was a massive mistake, so think it through with extra care. Actually, Lyra, I've been wanting to ask you something. She pauses at the change in my tone and closes her game. Sure. So, I was thinking that in regards to how we're always hanging out together, always making lovely conversation and hanging out, it occurred to me that we're like a few steps away from being partners. Or more accurately, like we're some buddy cops, where I'm the stone-faced by-the-books guy and you're the loose cannon, fighting crime together to great commercial success. Commercial success also signifies a good deal of merchandising, insofar as it goes that those productions are starting to dwindle in popularity. There's still a lot of fun to be found in the genre. People buy these figurines and such merchandise and display their tacit approval of these relations, as close as they are, such admirable camaraderie put onto screen. It stands to reason then that a more enhanced form of camaraderie would boost the figure sales and greater appreciation for the masses, as it's also something people at large desire for themselves. And that includes me, and hopefully you as well, right?
I'm gonna need the facility's top cryptologist to figure out what you just said.
Oops. Wait, maybe speaking from the heart was the better option.
I think I get it though. That's real sweet of you, Claudius.
Okay, well this one I really did mess up, so I don't really get it, but I'll nod along. I get the gist that she's proud of whatever she's working on. Wow, that sounds out of this world, Lyra. She groans and rolls her eyes at my horrible wordplay. I mean it though, I'm looking forward to hearing more about it.
Ah, thanks. I'm surprised you got some of that. Was worried it all went over your head.
I freeze. I think Lyra notices my hesitation and smirks.
Well, maybe some of it did.
Either way, I'm excited that your project is going well, even if you can't tell me about it just yet. Lyra pauses to think to herself.
Well, I'd love to tell you all about it, but...
Lyra looks around her room before she leans close to my face.
You don't know who may be listening.
Lyra's face intensifies at first, and she maintains it for a few seconds, her stare piercing right into my eyes. But as the seconds pass by, her eyes soften and her lips begin to quiver. It's not long before she's covering her mouth with her hand in order to stifle back some laughter. Okay, so we're gonna keep trying, it's fine. We've made a mistake before, not again. I don't care about sounding awkward. Lyra likes me. That knowledge gives me the strength to power through my own worries at last. love will enter cloaked in friendship's name. I finally said it. It feels like a heavy weight is lifted from my shoulders. Lyra, though.
What?
Damn it. I mean, I want to be more than just friends, Lyra. You're funny and a bit esoteric, yet always fun to be around. Not to mention drop-dead gorgeous. And I want to spend even more time with you, together. I want to be your boyfriend. Oh, she's blushing. She really does look like a solar system, huh? I can feel her pulse rising in my hand, her fingers trying to choke the blood out of my stone palm. Her smile is tiny, nervous but clearly there and happy. Her free hand covers her lips, and I can make out some of her mutterings. Come again? Lyra simply shakes her head and smiles. A brilliantly bright smile that spreads from cheek to cheek.
You finally said it.
Yeah. And now it's your turn.
Isn't it obvious, Clodhead?
Well... The pause throws her off. I'd still like to hear it too.
Fine.
Lyra inches closer, and her fingers loosen from around my knuckles a bit. Instead, her delicate fingers brush a bit of my hair out of the way.
Can't believe you're really making me say this. Yes, I'll be your girlfriend, Claudius.
Okay, so if you actually get all of them perfect, you get a bit of different lines. So that means you have to speak from the heart. I think that's the only one I got wrong in the last run. Hearing her say it so easily, they ring sincerely in my ears and leave me stunned for a few seconds as those words of hers sinks in. Seconds later, Lyra herself begins to show signs of the gravitas of her words towards me. It's subtle at first, Lyra's cosmic toned cheeks forming what almost looks like miniature pink nebula. With every passing second, the colour in her face expands, first to the rest of her cheeks and then to the rest of her face. She then shyly looks away from me, opting to instead look down at her feet, the blush on her features growing ever brighter with every passing second. I'm concerned at first, wondering if I somehow did this whole thing wrong. Not like I have much experience when it comes to romance in the first place. Lyra, is every... Before I can finish my words, Lyra raises her eyes to meet mine and takes a step forward with such speed that I'm unable to fully grasp it. She then grabs hold of my head, and less than a second later, our lips interlock in what I can only describe as the most passionate kiss I've ever received. Not that there's much to really brag about in that department. Everything happens so suddenly that I'm barely able to fully register it. Instinctively, I freeze up like a stone. Not sure if it's my response or the suddenness, but I practically return to Grantine nonetheless. Lyra's response right after kissing me is to giggle at my reaction. The sound of her giggles, like beautiful glass chimes in the wind, practically turn my stone heart into molten slag. A cascade of stars and distant galaxies start radiating from her brilliantly. Beautiful patterns of supernova, dancing and entwining against themselves, as though hundreds of millions of years pass in that moment. But when I find myself able to move again, it's only been a few seconds here on Earth. The first thing I do is smile at Lyra, who responds by once more giggling.
By that reaction, you weren't expecting that.
I mean, not really.
Well, you better get used to it, because you'll be getting a lot more of those from now on, lover boy.
Lyra finishes her words with another giggle, only this one is equal parts sultry and teasing. I feel my own face start to burn at hearing those words. I'm not sure if my blush can actually show on my granite skin, but it sure would be nice if it did.
Hey, I want to try something again.
Sure.
The observatory gets awfully quiet out here. Me being the only night shift astronomer and all. I was thinking, why don't you help me chart the stars tonight? So it's already really late, and I don't want you to have to travel through the night and possibly get assaulted or something like that. So why don't you spend the night here?
Lyra's coded message catches me a bit off guard at first, but I'm soon able to decipher it without any trouble. Seems like I'm starting to get good at this. Well, I did do a stint of stargazing in the Scouts, so I think I'm somewhat qualified to join you. I mean, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Let's watch some stars tonight. Maybe even pick out some new constellations. Yeah, I'll stay the night. Lyra blushes brilliantly at my response. I think I may have been a little too forward, though the way she hugs me after, maybe just the right amount. My first night together with my best friend, who's now my girlfriend. What a way to kick off this new phase of our relationship. Yeah, I finally found the good ending. Oh, okay, apparently there's also a change if you get everything absolutely wrong. I feel like more and more certain gloom has started to seep in tonight. Nothing's going horribly wrong, but more and more my enthusiasm is draining from me. And I don't have much to begin with. That's a precious resource to me, just fading away. Lyra's starting to look a bit tired too. I can pick myself up. I'm not that hopeless. There's likely something around the room I can use to lift our spirits. That's a pretty good DVD collection you have there.
Hmm? Oh, yeah. They're mostly just disorganized sitcom seasons, though. Brought them up here since I loved them in high school, but they've just been sort of collecting dust.
How about checking one out? I'm sure they're a hoot. Lyra thinks for a moment. A particular cover catches my eye. Oh, you've got a copy of Man Moth journals. You know, for all that it wanted to document the actual incident and the possible cryptid of that human-shaped moth, they really wanted to make it a drama. How about it?
Sure, you can take it with you.
Uh,
It's about lights out anyway. Probably not a good idea to stick around much longer, so...
Actually, Lyra, I was thinking, why not come back to my place?
What? Dude, I don't...
They're not as strict with curfew for us, so you'd be fine to stick around.
Claudius, I'd rather just...
We could watch this together, and I have a couple other movies similar to it, like The Forest Witch Logs. What do you say?
No, Claudius. I'd rather just get some sleep now.
As my lips open in protest, Lyra cuts me off.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, Claudius. You hear the new Green Day album?
All at once, my senses go numb. It's as though my brain were trying to decipher something that was never meant to be heard or processed by anyone. I can't move. I can only stare blankly at Lyra as the terror of the situation starts to settle in.
Look, sorry, Claudius. I'm just not going to deal with this right now. Please go safely outside, back to your dorm, and get to sleep. Did she hypnotize me?
Damn! The room starts shifting. No, I'm shifting. I try to force words out, but my mouth won't work. My limbs are moving without my thoughts to control them. Even though I'm fully conscious, I have zero control of myself, like a marionette with its strings being pulled by a stranger. No, not a stranger. Lyra. She works for those sorts of people. I know much more than any civilian. Of course, she'd put some control freeze on me. How could I be so naive?
Claudius, please don't hate me for this. Just go back to your room.
I think she can sense the fear in my eyes.
Don't worry, you won't remember a thing. We're still friends, okay? It hurts me to use this just as much as it hurts you.
Wait, I won't remember it. Have you done this to me before? She holds the door open and my legs mechanically carry me outside. I can't even look back. Things are so hazy on the way back to my own dorm. I don't even fumble with the keys a bit like normal. I just unlock my door and shamble on in. What was I upset about? It was something important. Maybe Lyra can tell me in the morning. Lyra, I wanted to tell her something today. I couldn't. But why? I think... Can't really blame me for struggling with these things. Every time I look into her eyes, I find myself getting lost in them. Held captive by those beautiful stars in her eyes. Okay, because apparently now we've got all 3 endings. We've unlocked the extra scene at the end of the good ending. End of semester. Finally. No more stressing about finals and grades and all that awfulness. Even my student loans. I'd been offered a contract only hours ago. Full pay and benefits and everything. Something I suspect was the handiwork of a certain someone. What? Something on my face? Nah, just getting lost in your eyes again. Her twinkling giggles are music to my ears.
Sheesh, stop with the compliments already.
Why?
It's embarrassing. I liked it better when you didn't constantly say stuff like that.
It's true. Ever since that night, all my words just naturally came out like an unstoppable river. Well, agree to disagree, because I like seeing you all flustered.
Fine. I like to see you flustered too.
Her eyes rove over my newest outfit. Handpicked by her, of course. Lyra convinced me to start wearing more casual wear, out and about.
It looks like I'm in witness protection whenever I'm on a date with you.
But really, I think it's because I had a better taste in clothes. I know you said I should wear more casual stuff, but this jacket doesn't really feel right on me.
I think it works on you.
And I think I look ridiculous. She giggles again as we continue down the sidewalk. She said she wanted to celebrate today, and in the distance, I see Pillock Hill Mall. So, how do you want to celebrate?
Well, I was reminded of a certain store you were looking at.
Huh?
Yeah, one you just so happened to be staring at real hard.
Can't really recall. There's a subtle sinisterness in her final giggle, more of a chortle really. Lyra, what are you thinking?
Oh, you'll be observing some new stars tonight, astronomer.
And there, we finally reached the end. Aww, they're cute together. Well, I hope you enjoyed that playthrough of A Star in Her Eyes. Though it does bring up the question, if we keep forgetting, could it be possible that she hypnotized us before? Maybe. If you're looking for something else to watch involving a rather suspicious start to a relationship, might I suggest My Dear Hatchet Man? And if you've enjoyed your time here, then please consider like this video, subscribe to this channel so you can keep up to date on all our releases. But other than that, hope you have a spooky day and I'll catch you next time, guys.